game and introduce our players. To the bottom right hand side, we'll be starting from Invasion Esports. The blue Protoss player is Harstem. And to the upper left is going to be the red Terran. It is going to be KeeN. Make it best of 4. Yeah, I mean, someone actually said that last. I don't know. Like, I think the best solution is to play best of 3s for the first 3 matches. So best of 3s for matches which are like the initial 2 matches, and then like the losers match, and then for matches which qualify you into the next round, make them best of 5, because that's like maybe a good balance. But we've already started with best of 5 groups now, so just got to kind of keep it going. Make it best of 1 with 2 revives. Oh man, you guys are funny. Best of 69, sure. Let's do best of 69 groups. Play it out over like a week for each group or something. I'm sure the players would love that. I'm really waiting for the day where best of 69 actually goes to 69 games. Because, I mean, the best of 69s in the past, they've gone, you know, they've gone pretty far. But none of them have really gone, so I don't think we've had a best of 69 that's been 60 plus games. They've always been like, I think about 40 to 60. But definitely not 60 plus. So, well, 50 to 60, I should say. 40 is obviously very low for a best of 69. So, I'm waiting for the day someone does a best of 69. They actually, this is why I don't want to do a best of 69, because I'm so sure that, knowing my luck, we'll do a best of 69, and it's actually going to go to all 69 games, and I'm actually just going to be like, oh. I'm actually just going to be like, oh, well, that happened. That'd be kind of brutal. It'd be my luck. The day I do a best of 69, that will happen. I can just already feel it, you know? I can just feel it. Alright, guys. So, I'm going to be seeing this probe is going to be pulling back here from Harstem. It's just been scouting early on. Both players are going to be expanding early, so no shenanigans just yet on Frozen Temple, although there's still a lot of possibility here for KeeN to maybe open up with that aggressive playstyle. The tech lab on the factory, for example, and go into tank, liberator, medevac sort of push. That sort of thing is very popular on this map. Because of the shorter rush distance, but because of course as well, there's kind of no ramp up to the natural, so it's actually very easy natural to attack into compared to other maps. Stargate going to be the opening from Harstem here. It's already opening something kind of off norm, I guess. In the TVP, what you generally see is, well, from Protoss players, you generally see like Robo Twilight as opposed to normal way to open. Stargate is not super popular anymore. It's not unheard of, but it's not the most common of ways to play. So, let's see how this goes. Shrama007 in the chat says, Harstem, Dutch peeps in the house. Do let us know who you're cheering on, of course, in the chat, guys. Always interesting to see who the chat favorite is, whether you're cheering on the KeeN, the Terran representative, or if you're cheering on Harstem, our Protoss representative here as well. Let me know who you guys are cheering on. I'm going to see this Reaper continue to move around from KeeN. Just have a look to see what it can get up to. Starport going to be finishing then from KeeN. We're going to see that Tech Lab factory is going to be adding on a siege tank as well. So he is indeed going to be going for that aggressive opening like we just mentioned a few moments ago that this map is so good for. As we're going to be seeing medevac just on the way. And the Oracle just coming in at the back as well. So Oracle coming in from the back and setting up into this. So Oracle's going to pop and head across. Didn't Snoot and Bunny play all maps in their best of 69? I don't think so. I think that was like 35-21 win, right? Wasn't it? I don't remember what the Snoot Bunny scoreline is. I'm gonna check. As I see this Oracle coming across. So Oracle will do a little bit of damage actually as Harstem sees this army moving on the map though. So he's actually gonna pull the Oracle back home. It's funny actually when you snipe in Snoot BU, the next thing that comes up is actually Snoot Bunny best of 69. That's kind of funny. That was, oh, it's pretty close. It's closer than I thought. 35-28. Okay, that was a lot closer than I thought. I thought it was a lot lower. Okay, fair enough. I was wrong. Anyways, here we go. Harstem going to come and engage this very early on. Phoenix comes out, lifts the tank, and wow, what a defense from Harstem. Great way to set up in this game. I mean, just completely shuts this down. The tank will go down as well. The Phoenix will be able to chase the medevac. And this is going to be them, that medevac trying to get away. So Cyclone locks on. We're going to see that Phoenix going to get taken down there. You're going to see the Oracle coming in. Gets taken down, actually. So, actually, the follow-up attack might not be so bad here for KeeN, as he is actually cleaning up quite a lot, but so is Harstem. I mean, it's sort of weird, sort of trades on either side, as we're going to be seeing that Adept Force pulling back a little bit here, so just going to be seeing Harstem just pulling back, and again, a couple of SCVs up here got turned away early, and they're not going to do too much either, so KeeN has to back away and just play a bit more of a standing game. Neither player really taking a huge advantage from this. Actually, KeeN did a very good job of maintaining the majority of his units there. The Medivac, the tank stayed alive, the Cyclone, all the important units actually stayed alive during this, so that is probably the most important thing out of everything. So, everyone's alive. And we're going to go into a mid-game. I like this. It's too often nowadays I feel as though we see the... Too often nowadays I think as though we see the kind of the Frozen Temple games ending too soon because Terrans keep trying this attack and it either gets shut down or it works. Nice to see what's going to be a bit of a longer game now in the TVP on this map. So it's actually going to be still actually committed 2 base pressure out of KeeN. He's on to 5 racks, and I mean maybe he takes his 3rd base a little bit later on, but if he does, well, it's definitely not going to be for a little while here. As we see these Adepts, they do get up the ramp, node lift on the depots, and now Phoenix here to back this up as well. So this Phoenix Adept composition can be very annoying to play against, and you can see a Cyclone comes in, gets lifted, and well, Marines coming in to tank as well. Tank gets lifted too though, and Adepts will continue to fight the Marines, and actually Harstem still doing okay damage here. This tank's going to go down, and well, this has actually turned out pretty good for him. So Harstem continues to do a lot more damage and puts himself into a great position. I mean, the more he kills now, the less that's going to come his way when that 2 base timing comes. And obviously that just makes it so much easier for him to hold on later. So this looks really great from Harstem here. Good little bit of damage on the counter. So counter attack did do quite a bit. And well, again, Harstem looks good so far in the PvT. It looks good so far. I actually remember Harstem versus KeeN was one of my favorite maps from the Season 4 of the SC2 ITL. It was on Wardi Research Station, and it was really just like, it was like a 35-40 minute PvT or something. It was really like a really good PvT. It was so good. It was such a good game. Of course, everyone was like, well, we don't think Harstem's going to win here, and then Harstem goes, he just destroys KeeN. It was great. It was a really good game. That was definitely one of my favorites back in Season 4. That was all the way over a year ago now. It's incredible. As you see these Marines, some Marauder, Liberator, Widowmine, a few Medivacs coming down through the center. So moving through the center of the map here, we are going to be seeing KeeN looking to get into position and see what he can achieve. Some Phoenix going to move out and look to see what they can get up to as well. As you see right now, the Adepts trying to just work their way through these rocks, just to kind of stop some potential aggressive positions of the Terran player being set up. And well, here we go, Harstem. This is time for him to defend now. He's got glaives, he's got 1-1, so it's a +1 armor advantage for him. He has to find a way to do this. I like this. The Phoenix are going to look to just pick off some reinforcements, slow down having extra units coming forward. So here we go. As KeeN starts to move forwards, this 3rd base will be under attack. I'm going to see, well, actually a late overcharge coming in. So not only does the pylon go down with the overcharge not doing a lot, but actually it cancels the warp in there. And Harstem, well, he's still got a lot of Adepts. It's still very tanky. He's still picking off units back at home as well with these Phoenix coming in. Although now they fly past the turret through a Widowmine too. The Phoenix are gone. More Adepts on the right hand side. Here we go. Adepts commit in. Widowmine goes off on not really too much here. And are the Adepts going to be enough to clean up? There's one Phoenix that's currently trying to fight against the Liberator. Marines are going to start unloading under that Liberator now. As we'll see, it's a really weird situation where Harstem's going to once again kind of move towards kind of reinforcements, more so than the army that's already over here. But he is continuing to clean on out. He's holding on, and some Stalkers coming in as well. That gets rid of the Liberator. He can push into this army now a little bit more easily. Forces the lift up, but losing the fight with the Adepts over here. Widowmine helps a lot with that. And those few Widowmine hits have really added a lot into this. You see Harstem now is beginning to add on an Observer, realizing that that may be one of his issues, but there's just so much army still coming across the map from KeeN, and despite what looked to be a good cleanup at the first start for Harstem, what looked to be a good counter-attack as well, KeeN's 2 base attack is still just going to have too much life in it, as we're going to be seeing these Adepts, Stalkers, Sentry, I mean everything just being pulled in just to try and fight against these Medivacs. The probes are coming forwards too, but there's just so much still here from KeeN. He's got 30 army supply lead. Harstem just trying to deflect this, trying to hold on, trying to see if he can just make something happen. Another Phoenix comes into play to help him take down these Medivacs. Turning around once again here, we'll see Harstem fighting on in. Phoenix still doing a bit more damage. The Medivacs getting lower and lower and lower. As we're going to be seeing another engagement. Another engagement. This engagement still going on. Harstem is fighting until the very, very end. Another Phoenix. And again, it's the Medivacs he's trying to pick away at with those. He's not really looking to lift any units. But now, finally, KeeN begins to push through. The sentries go down. A couple more Adepts and one Stalker in the front. Just are not enough. The Phoenix clipped one Marauder in the sky. That's not going to help out. And Harstem has to type out the GG. KeeN is going to take game number 1. Game number 2. To the top right-hand side, our blue Terran player is going to be KeeN. Da-da-da. He is currently up 1-0 in this best of 5 series. As to the top left-hand side, we're going to be having the teal Protoss player from Invasion Esports. It is Harstem. Harstem, one of the invites to the event alongside Live, Violet, and Marine Lord. Marine Lord you'll be seeing play tomorrow, 6 PM CEST. Do not miss it. Group C of the Wardi Open. Marine Lord, Nurture, Guru, and Strange. It's going to make for a really, really fun group because, I mean, Marine Lord, Nurture, big names in there. Potential rematch of the DreamHack Valencia finals. And of course, Guru has been taking a lot of names lately. We've seen Strange has been doing very well in online qualifiers and events, still yet to really break out. I say break out, I mean, he actually nearly took down Pult in the Spring Championship. That was like one of the biggest talking points of the entire event in that crazy draw game. And yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. So he still made a name for himself. We've seen him doing better and better as time goes by on his on these online events and in the qualifiers as well. We set up here, guys. We're going to see a Reaper on the way out here from KeeN. So we're just going to see the Reaper coming out right now, and KeeN just setting up with this. And just going to be seeing the Nexus on the way down from Harstem. So once again, both players will open with those expansions early. And for the immediate future, it's not going to be anything too crazy, too wacky out of either of them. What's up, Murphy? How you doing, buddy? Where am I streaming from? My desk is just re-rotated. How you doing, mate? I haven't talked in a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope life's treating you good. Let's see if he's just going to turn away from KeeN. I mean, he realizes here, as that probe goes into scout, that the bottom right is not where his opponent will be. He doesn't know if it's top left or bottom left, though, so we'll continue his scout into the bottom left to begin with. And the Reaper, you might think, well, why is he sent it to the bottom right? Well, it's just to intercept the probe here, just to deny any scouting of his opponent. So probe goes down, and the Reaper will probably head towards the top left, while the SCV goes bottom left. So, going to be seeing this Reaper continue to move in towards the top left side, and you'll see a Stargate added on from Harstem. So again, he really seems to like these sort of Stargate-based openings with Oracles and Phoenix. Not only in the PvT, but we saw in the PvZ earlier from him. And PvP too, he loves the Stargate play. He reminds me a little bit of someone called Adominus. He was on Cascade for a long time and an Israeli player. And he actually played, he loves Stargate. I remember casting him, it reminds me especially because he actually used to play in a lot of the SE2 Improve events and like the SE2 Improve Summer and Winter Leagues, which are somewhat similar to this Wardi Open. And he loved Stargate players. Like, you know, you may as well just not even bother sort of analysing any other kind of openings when you're talking about him in the games, because you just know it was going to be a Stargate coming down, whether it's a proxy Stargate with Void Rays, proxy Oracle, whether it's just macro Phoenix. He just loved the Stargate opening, so that was pretty, it's just sort of, I just suddenly thought of that. It doesn't maybe, you know, Harstem's play doesn't necessarily remind me of him, just when I see the Stargate coming down and again so much today from Harstem, this made me think of other players I've sort of seen doing that in the past. I mean, it's just one of those things. Some players like this sort of build order and they feel as though they can be very successful with it. So Harstem obviously feeling like that, as we see one Oracle is going to be moving over to the right-hand side. Let's see if he commits to a second one here in the PvT. No, he's going to add on a Phoenix. So going into the Phoenix again, similar to the last game actually, more or less. So just setting this up and seeing this Oracle just kind of moving over to the right-hand side. So Oracle moves on over to the right. Phoenix is going to be popping out in just a few moments. So Phoenix is going to pop out in a few moments' time, and you'll see one gate already down, and 2 more gates now being added as well from Harstem. So 2 more gateways going to be added here, and we're just going to be seeing again. The Oracle just kind of pokes in, doesn't see much of an opportunity yet. Plenty of Marines in position. The Widow Mine now as well, so you just have to be somewhat cautious. Probably already one Widow Mine out. In fact, there's one over in this natural expansion. So already one Widow Mine over here. Is there another in the main? No, there isn't. So 2 Widow Mines altogether. I'm just going to be seeing this Oracle just going to be coming along the top with the Phoenix. So Oracle and Phoenix moving along the top side. See, what was that? Just the Reaper into the main base, so not much getting done there. And so going to be seeing units join up together over the natural expansion. We see the 3rd Nexus is on the way down as well now from Harstem. So 3rd Nexus coming down as well right now. And Marines currently revelated, starting to move across the map. Obviously, Harstem gets to see this from a distance, so knows this is happening. And we're going to be seeing KeeN behind this just started to take his 3rd command center. Stimpack now finishing. Factory is going to land on the reactor. Starport's going to move away from the reactor. That's interesting. Wow, Widowmine's on the way then. Not quite the norm. As the Oracle drops another revelation just to keep a track of these units continue to move across the map here. And, well, let's see what KeeN can do. Moving in towards the third base in a couple moments' time. Adept's going to be joining up together towards the third, and just going to be seeing KeeN just kind of back away, doesn't commit to anything. I mean, when this army is revelated already, then I think when this army is kind of already revelated, I think we sort of see kind of the situation here where KeeN is just sort of like, having to back away to the right hand side, and it's just not really worth him fighting into this. So just going to see those units join up together. I'm just going to see Robo, Forge, and Twilight coming down. So very standard follow-up from Harstem from the Stargate. Just going to be seeing him going in towards the very standard sort of set of buildings. I mean, obviously, when you go into the mid-game, you want a Robo, a Forge, and a standard Twilight Council, you want all of those. So he's getting all of those up as a follow-up to this here. And just really setting his mid-game with his third base up, mining away already. 61 probes to the 47 SEVs, economy looking good. Let's see what KeeN's going to do. Obviously, this game he builds into a third command center himself, differently to the last game where he went for that committed 2-base pressure up to 5 racks very early on. So a little bit different here from KeeN. Very different here to KeeN from that last game. And really just playing quite passively as well. He moved into the middle of the map, but he didn't really do too much about it. Let's now see the factory going to land on that reactor. I wonder why you kind of kept the factory on the reactor for so long there, rather than the starport. That's quite interesting. And then didn't even build like a reactor with the starport either. Widowmine comes down in the third base. Boom, 7 workers gone. That's a little bit of a shocker. Don't even see what that... was that just medevac diving in? I think so, must have been, sorry. So, a little bit of... well, I didn't quite see that, honestly. And you see this Widowmine is still here. I don't know if Harstem realizes that Widowmine's still there, or if he feels as though he's already cleaned the Widowmines up. So, Marines out the front, pick up one Phoenix, the rest coming in. This Widowmine's going to go off, though, isn't it? This Widowmine is going to go off in just a moment. No. Gets taken down. Observer coming in just in time. So Observer comes in just in time. And you see Marine Marauder still joining up at the front. So Marine Marauder just joining in at the front now. I'm just going to be seeing KeeN just continue to set himself up right now. So continue to set himself up and just try and get as much going for himself as possible. So Fire Forces joining up, and some Phoenix still just sort of sitting at the front as well to see what exactly they can get up to. Harstem just going to ask for a quick pause. Hopefully he can sort out whatever his issue may be in just a moment or two. So Harstem just asking for a pause. I'm just going to be seeing him hopefully again solve it, and then we'll be back in game. Twilight Council and Resonating Glaives is going to be finishing up shortly, so Harstem says go. If KeeN is ready, we will resume this as the referee. Let's go. Alright, so resuming this now, and just going to see a few more adepts starting to warp in here as Harstem just adds into his army. Phoenix at the front with an Oracle as well. Another revelation. Look at that. Massive revelation on the rocks. So I'm just going to be seeing the Marines and Marauders here. Just going to be spotted once again, and it just keeps kind of KeeN from dropping or being too aggressive without Harstem being very aware of what's going to be going on. So that's really nice information for Harstem to kind of keep on having throughout this. And Deb's going to shade forwards right now. KeeN just going to back off a little bit over to the right hand side, and again just going to be pulling back just behind this sort of bunker which he set up. It's a very safe position. 3 probes going down again, and another couple of Widowmines coming into play. This time Harstem reacted quickly, and he did pull his probes away, so pulling his probes away quickly, Widowmine's not able to get too much done. A little bit of a statement. We are going to be seeing a scan coming down. Observer falls. With that Observer falling down, and we'll just be seeing units gathering together once again from Harstem. So getting ready to move forwards with this army here right now. Coming in, we're going to see the Widowmine gets cleaned up at the front of the Marine on the watchtower. And Harstem, I still think, is feeling pretty happy with his sort of army right now. We're going to see Warpism thinking about moving around the top side here. You're going to see this medevac coming in along the top side as well from KeeN. Widowmine's going to be dropping off here very soon, so Widowmines will be dropping off shortly. And just looking for some damage, but this time the Phoenix are already on top of it. The one time we actually see the Widowmine drop coming in, we're actually going to see the Phoenix just shutting it down instantly. So Widowmine's going to shut down there, the medevac will go down. KeeN with a bit of a drop coming down the south side. This one has not been revelated, so he doesn't Harstem see this coming. Not until that pylon to the left side gets taken down. So just waiting for that pylon to go down, and then he'll know this is here, and then he'll start to react. He's actually moving onto the map with the rest of his army, as is KeeN. To some extent, he's actually got 2 medevacs out here. Harstem's going to target both of those down, so he gets both those kills, and that's a little bit of a mistake there, but at the same time, KeeN looking to do a little bit to the left-hand side. He'll stim again, and Already a few units going down. A couple of pylons going to get killed off as well. And so one pylon in the back to power those warpins. KeeN going to back away before it's too late. So knowing he doesn't want to kind of get caught off guard. Just see Widow Mines again coming in. 11 more probes killed. And he actually blows up his own probe there with that disruptor shot. Trying to get it around the side to clean up the Widow Mines. So again, Widow Mine drops continuing to come in right now. Just going to be seeing these units gathering together over towards the third base. We're going to see Marines and Marauders from KeeN going to be moving up north. We see the 4th command center coming down from KeeN as well. So continue to set up into all of this right now. And what is going on? Widow Mine's going to go off. He didn't actually clean those Widow Mines up in the natural expansion. Not just yet. Now he does. Overcharge comes down as the Observer comes in. Nothing else killed, but some damage onto the Mothership core makes it a little bit weaker for as the game continues. A few more Stalkers going to warp in here. And again, KeeN around the top side of the map with a bit of a large army. Big drop to the left side. Phoenix in position though. This medevac drop is going to get shut down so quickly. Or at least going to be slowed down initially. However, he doesn't actually target the medevac down that was low on health. And so actually, this drop does unload and does start to do a lot of damage. This pylon will come in. Disruptor shot goes forward and just tries to kill a few units. But actually, Disruptor's going to end up going down. KeeN at the same time to the top side. See what he can do. Disruptor picks off a Widow Mine up there. Back over here though. Well, we see KeeN. He only picked up a few workers. And actually, in the end, he's not going to do too much else. You see a little bit of a stim in towards the third base also. KeeN just all over the place right now, seeing what he can do. Another Disruptor falls. More and more damage being done. Adepts are going to shade through the top side of the map here. And these Marines and Marauders are just going to keep on backing away and heading back home. So Harstem actually takes a little bit of damage there on economy, but his counterattack maybe has potential after killing off so many units all kind of within a kind of very small time period. He didn't really lose much of his army, or much of his own army, maybe a Disruptor or two. But in terms of just straight up fighting, there's a lot of potential here. Nice little snipe there from KeeN, though. Gets rid of a Disruptor. That does hurt Harstem a little bit. He'll start to walk around this side. He'll probably come up this ramp, force the Liberators to reposition. Cancels the Shades, though. Thinks twice about it. Still got a large army at the front here. 20 army supply lead for him over KeeN. Can he make use of it, though? Those Liberators are set up defensively, and might even just be time for Harstem to start heading in towards the later game setup, which is going to be for him to drop a Fleet Beacon and start going Tempest. Otherwise, how does he keep on fighting against so many Liberators? A few units will begin to stem forward. Those Stalkers, Adepts, Sentries and Immortals have to back away pretty swiftly there, so they're backing away off over to the left-hand side. I'm just going to be seeing units coming down to the low ground once again. So units coming down to the low ground again here, and I'm just going to see that Fleet Beacon on the way up. Second Stargate coming down as well right now. So Harstem setting up nicely into this. And is getting ready to kind of deal with the later game Terran setup. He's going to come down. He's actually going to fight this 4th base. Oh, he's going to turn around. 4th base would have been nice because just before it hits into a planetary fortress. And that could have been pretty nifty there as we see Liberator sieges up. 5 workers, 6 workers, 7 workers killed. Nice little bit of Liberator harassment. I mean, that's one thing that KeeN can do now. He sets up into his super strong army. He can just sit back and just harass here, harass there. Drops around the map as well. It's a triple medevac to the top side, which is actually maybe even a claim of base. Those Adepts straight away are not going to be enough, and it depends what he fights against. Some more units coming in. The Adepts are shading forwards, okay, so you won't be able to clean this out. He'll lift up, he'll go to the main. Stalkers blinking forwards don't get the medevac shots they need, and so the medevacs do get into the main base here. And this is KeeN now, maybe give himself a chance to move onto the map with the rest of his army, with the Liberators, maybe sage up across here. This is KeeN just again doing what he did to Fear actually earlier, basically just attacking in multiple locations with big clumps of bio, just looking for opportunities, looking for ways to win the game, and to just, not win the game, but maybe to open a lead, which will lead to him then winning the game from that point on. See these units in the main base just going to be targeted down, so Stalker's going to pick up a few more Marauders here. A couple of probes have fallen, and it's just again, just Harstem just being harassed all over the place right now, and he sort of needs a moment or two just to gather himself together, but I don't think KeeN's going to give him it. Another little bit of bio moves to the center. That's a dead Stalker already. Miss Blink just to the other side of the watchtower instead of further away. A few more SCVs going down to this side. He's actually got another base on the way up over here, so KeeN just keeps on expanding. Liberator count looking good now as well, and actually this base in general over here, I'd be very surprised if that's a base which Harstem can keep up later in the game, as the Liberators are going to be very powerful at pushing through that top choke point, or the choked up top pathway I should say. Sees the army out in the center, so 4 Marauders will load up and go up north. Phoenix is going to recognize that medevac, and so Harstem should have a response set for it nice and quickly here. Thing is though, the main fight is still kind of being threatened, and one poor Stalker gets left on his own on the watchtower as the Liberators clean up that very quickly, very easily. 9 workers killed again. It's just damage all over the place. The Liberator with range sits over here. That's what that Phoenix should be dealing with. It's just Harstem a little bit distracted. Now we see a nice little split away from KeeN as he starts to fight into this. Actually, we're going to see Harstem more or less manages to avoid the Liberator shots here. Never Disruptor goes down though, and still kind of an immortal in the Liberation Zone, and Harstem just realizes that he's falling apart right now. He's going to type out GG, and KeeN is going to happen. Let's go in game. Let's introduce some players. To the top right hand side, our Blue Terran from Team Africa. Let's hear it if you're cheering on KeeN. He has shown us just some very, very nice TVP today. I mean, Snoot just crushed him, really, in the TVZ. It wasn't really that close at all. But in the TVP, KeeN looks on point both against Fear and now against Harstem. 2-0 lead. Let's see how this continues. To the bottom left-hand side from Invasion Esports. He has to win 3 in a row. That's never going to be an easy thing to do against any opponent in a game as difficult as StarCraft. Let's see if he can make it happen though. He is the Red Pros player. It is Harstem looking to fight back. Early probe across the map. Are we going to see Harstem change things up here, or is he just wanting to scout and make sure nothing ridiculous is coming in from his opponent? That is maybe just kind of like a gateway based scout. So just an early probe scout, I guess. Not necessarily going to be anything wacky like a proxy or anything along those lines. So probe just going to scout here early on. I'm just going to be seeing it just coming in towards the main base. Factory going to drop down, and the barracks just starting up a marine. This barracks just starts up a marine and looks to see what it can get up to. Marine opening is a bit different, of course, and we do actually see second gas coming down as well. So it's gas first from KeeN, which that means with the factory on the way up, he will look to apply pressure early in this game. So for Harstem, he sees this, the probe scout definitely worthwhile. And so now we have to just find out whether Harstem can defend against this gas first pressure that's going to be coming in from KeeN in just a few moments' time. So looking towards this in the next few moments as we see this probe heading down towards that bottom left side here. Again, do let me know what's up in the chat, guys. Let's hear it right now if you're cheering on Harstem, because really, this could be your last chance to cheer for him in the Wardi Open. I want to hear it from you guys if you're cheering on Harstem. Let's go in the chat. Let's liven things up a little bit. Let's see who's here and cheering on our Dutch Protoss player. He's struggling. He needs your support. Let's channel it to him right now to bring this back a little bit. Let's hope for at least a 4th game here. It'd be a shame to end the stream after only 4.5 hours after we've got like a 6-hour stream out of Group A. These players are scamming us of game time. As we're going to be seeing the SCV moving in towards the upper right-hand side here from KeeN. He's been across the map to scout as well. You'll have seen the Nexus coming down. And once again from Harstem, Stargate building in the main base. So Stargate is going to be finishing in a moment or two. A couple of extra gateways are going to be added on here by Harstem. So a couple of extra gates being added on. Getting this set up once again. 2 adepts just sitting at the front right now from Harstem. Just going to be, well, looking to defend. He's actually going into the build order that Fear used a few times earlier today, which is the triple adept in Oracle attack. Very similar right now, so just going to see a couple of adepts moving forwards, and then you're just going to cancel. I mean, it's not obviously going to be an attack from him because he's going to be under an attack soon. It's just to help him defend, so just commit into units to help him defend here early, and it is the Widowmine drop into a couple of Hellions out of KeeN as the build order. So this build order here, obviously the command center is only just now about to start, so it's important for him to start getting some damage done. And let's see if you can find that damage. Medevac boosts over towards the bottom left-hand side. A few adepts. Those are going to be sitting around towards the natural expansion. And, well, here he goes, starting to push forwards. Let's see how this attack goes. Widowmine a little bit slow to burrow. Hellions not joining in the fray just yet. And where's the Mothership Core, actually? He must be over... Actually, no Mothership Cores. He skipped his Mothership Core. It's an interesting choice. Especially seeing that there was going to be one base commitment early on. But hey, it's paying off for him. I mean, he's got the enough units to kind of defend this without the overcharge coming in. So this is fine. He's going to drop down. Oh, no, the Widowmine actually connects on the Adepts. A little bit of mistake as the Phoenix comes in. What does the Phoenix want to try and lift up? Man, those Adepts taking the damage, though. That's actually really, really kind of detrimental here. You can just see how much faster everything falls now. Oracle commits in. Marines do manage to pick that off, but it is going to be a cleanup here from Harstem. It's just a little bit more of an expensive cleanup than we might have initially thought. It's going to see that Medevac get taken down. A few people cheering away in the chat. KeeN from Goblin24. KeeN from for Harstem being cheered on by the Moon Pig. Hype from Teo Fillerage. KeeN coming in from GG Street. I thought I told you guys to cheer for Harstem. Now you're cheering on KeeN. Lots of people cheering on KeeN in this. Alright, Liberator gets shut down pretty quickly by the Phoenix. That's one of the benefits with opening for the Phoenix here. So Phoenix is going to be continuing to move around. Phoenix is continuing to move around right now and see what they can get up to. Third next is going to come down as well from Harstem. So actually I think Harstem is in a good position. He didn't lose any workers. It wasn't, again, the kind of cheapest of trades from him. It wasn't the cheapest, but it did, you know, he didn't lose workers, which I think is the most important thing. And so he puts himself in a good position. 49 to 36 workers here, and his third base already going to be finishing in the next kind of 10-15 seconds. So he really is going to have a strong lead entering the mid stages of Galactic Process here. I think if we go into a fourth map, it's New Gettysburg, and a fifth map is Apotheosis if required. So still sort of setting up towards that. If Harstem can win this, though, and he has to win this, of course, to stay alive in the Wardi Open today. Phoenix still moving around and looking to see what they can get up to. Going to be coming in towards the main base once again, actually, and they're going to lift up this Cyclone, so Cyclone going to start taking a little bit of damage. Is going to be killed off here pretty swiftly. So Cyclone gets killed off, and Marines moving forwards. They are going to push back these few Phoenix, which just now sit over the third base. So a few Phoenix being pushed back. I mean, KeeN realizes he's not going to do anything for 2-base commitment after this, I don't think, so he just goes into the third base himself. Probably going to hope to kind of just play the longer game, get set up defensively onto Liberators and max out, and just sort of play from that later game scenario. I mean, it's a good map to do it on because the 3 bases here are very well kind of defended by rocks to the right-hand side. There's one ramp to the natural, then there's rocks to each side of the third base as well. So it's, again, it's like one of these maps where you can attack, but only after taking down the rocks. So any aggressive play from your opponent takes a little bit longer to really build up into and to actually start doing damage with. So that's interesting. Combat Shields and Stim both on the way as upgrades from KeeN, getting himself set up nicely into this bio play as 1-1 upgrades now start as well. And so the upgrades overall should be pretty even. Harstem will probably go almost instantly into his either +2 attack or +1 armor, so upgrades should stay pretty even for a while here. Going to be seeing the second forge also coming in from Harstem, so he is going to start +1 armor as well. So he's actually maybe even going to maintain an upgrade lead. So that's pretty nice for him. Resonating Glaives on the way. Does he have Blink already? No. Glaives his first upgrade. Well, he seems to quite like this, playing a lot of Adepts and just being aggressive. He did it against actually, no, it was actually Fear who did this earlier against KeeN. And KeeN did hold on with just a 1-bunker defense. It's a bit of a different map, though. It's a lot more open in the natural expansion, so a lot more potential here. And Harstem goes into it with definitely a bit of a lead, too. And with +1 attack finished, then, yeah, with the +1 attack finished, then I'm sure he can kind of, you know, trade quite nicely against Marines, which are currently upgradeless. So let's see how it goes. He starts to work his way through there. He comes over to this side, and actually the army's out on the map now from KeeN. Well, that's not a good start. Adepts will come in. They'll get rid of the 2 Widow Mines almost instantly. Actually, one of them, oh no, does go down in the end. You can just see these medevacs going to be forced to lift up here. Phoenix will chase. Start to do some damage. The thing is, there's just so many Adepts, and Harstem, he knows it. Starts to move forwards now. Just has to be careful. The Widow Mine. Nice lift up. Going to get rid of the Widow Mine before he can do too much here. And there's the Adepts committing forwards. Tank goes down almost instantly, and he'll just keep on fighting. The bunker will be repaired, but I mean, even with the units in the bunker doing damage, SCVs will go down. 10 workers already killed in this. You're going to see a few Adepts just going to shade up, and if they go into the main base, well, that's even more detrimental because the Terran player is not in position on the main base. He doesn't have a bunker here either, so these Adepts can trade a little bit more easily, although he is going to be, in the end, outnumbered. So 11 workers killed. The rest of these Adepts do go down, but I say again, Harstem does some good damage with this and will bring himself into a lead again. Will maintain his lead from earlier. Just going to be the seeing these Phoenix coming in again. Just going to be seeing this group of Marines just taking a little bit more damage again. So a little bit more damage being done, and just going to be seeing a Rubber Bear on the way up, and Immortal coming out here very soon as well. Some Adepts and Stalkers working their way through these bottom rocks, opening up access on the map a little bit here. And these 3 medevacs are going to be coming over to the left-hand side. So 3 medevacs going to be coming over to the left-hand side, and just looking to see what they can achieve here. So 3 medevacs looking to see what they can do. Now starting loading. I mean, again, KeeN's drop play has been something which has really kind of excelled throughout the series today in the Terran versus Protoss. So let's see if it's going to do something big here once again. Immediate overcharge comes down. That one pylon isn't going to be enough, though. Another pylon overcharge down. Another. Actually, the Adepts warping in. We're on the pylon over here, and another cancelled warp in. It's a good trade initially by KeeN, but he is starting to lose his medevacs. which means he can't really get away with too much of this. One medevac will escape, the rest of these Marines will come in. They'll trade against a sentry or two. Not a bad trade, but actually shut down pretty nicely from Harstem. His unit's just close enough to come back in and to clean up pretty quickly in the end anyways. Phoenix do go on the hunt though for the medevac, and they'll take that down, so that's an extra little victory for Harstem too. So that was actually a complete cleanup for him for losing, what, 2 pylons? 3 pylons? Maybe a sentry as well. It's an expensive trade for 3 pylons and a sentry. Phoenix are going to spot those medevacs coming to the right hand side. KeeN realizes they've been spotted, begins to unload just to deflect them. And that drop going to be slowed down at least a little bit here. Might still continue to drop. Looks as though he'll just decide not to, though, knowing the threat of Harstem knowing about those units. Just going to realize he's not going to get much done of it. Warp Prism to the third base. 5 workers killed now. Warping into the main base too as Harstem continues to look for more damage here. His economy already staggering his opponent's economy. I mean, 71 workers to the 42. He just wants to continue taking further advantages as we see Adepts trying to shade around and get towards the natural instead, but not going to be too successful in doing so. A couple of Adepts get over here. Well, it actually does only take a couple of Adepts to really do damage to the SCVs. 13 workers killed, and Harstem continues to maintain a huge economy advantage. And yeah, I mean, 71 pros to 37 SCVs. We're going to see a few more units just pushing up this ramp. And well, actually, maybe an interesting fight here from Harstem, which he maybe doesn't necessarily want to take. Big disruptor shot though comes through, pushes a few units back, doesn't really connect them too much in the end. Looked as though it was going to for a little while, but in the end it doesn't. But you can just sort of see how much Harstem has right now, pushing forwards. You'll see these Marauders just turn into fight once again. It's Immortal needs to get in the fight. The Immortal will actually do a lot of damage to this Marauder-based army. As we see the Stalkers, well, they're just going to try and fight too. Actually, a few Marines to the top side will get rid of the sentries. This fight is maybe looking a bit closer than it should be, as the medevac's doing a good job of keeping units alive in the skies. Disruptor helps out a little bit. Finally, Harstem is going to break on through though, and he will take the third game to put this into only a 2-1 lead for KeeN. Harstem, it's going to be the start of the comeback here. And again, it's not going to be easy. He has to win 2 maps after this one. But hey, he has started it. At least it looks as though he has. 156 supply to the 80. Game not over yet, but it may as well be, as we see these Stalkers getting rid of the 4th command center. Another kick in the teeth right now for KeeN. Has to split away to kind of get away from that disruptor as well, so he can't attack down the ramp. I'm just going to be seeing these units from KeeN just going to be, well, gathering together, and here we go. Blinking to the side to allow the rest of the units to come up easily. There's the disruptor shot, just gets rid of a few extra units, relaxing quickly. And this is going to be KeeN pulling SCVs in, trying to survive. You just have to type out GG. Game number 3 goes the way of Harstem. Advances to the round of 8. So we're going to be going into this, guys. It's going to be our final map of the day. So of course, sorry for some issues and problems that we've ran into today. It's not been the smoothest day. It's been, as I said in the chat, it's been simultaneously an amazing and absolutely horrendous day at the same time. The viewership's been fab, and but at the same time we just crashed and burned quite dramatically badly. So, and that happened twice. Oh, it's crazy. Like, I don't think we've had like a proper stream crash or anything for like months, and yet now it's like, you know, and now it's like twice in one day. It's really just, well, it's just a shitty day, I guess. Alright, let's do this then. One of these players goes to the quarterfinals to join Snoot from today's group, and either Alive or I'm sorry, so either KeeN or Harstem joins Snoot from today, as well as Alive and E-Laser from yesterday. As we have to the bottom right side, our blue Protoss player from Invasion Esports is going to be Harstem. And to the top left side, it's going to be the red Terran player from Africa. Let's hear it if you're cheering on KeeN. So, setting up into this 5th and final game of the day. Again, sorry that we didn't get to bring you guys Game 4 on New Gettysburg. Just one of those things, guys. And I mean, if we would have maybe casted the replay if the series was over, but obviously we can't cast the replay. We're not going to cast the replay after we've seen Game 5. And also when we already know the result and stuff, then it's all good. So, let's go into this. Let's set up and see what's going to be happening as we go into game number 1. Wardybot is down. Yeah, I can't be bothered to start it up, to be honest. It's incredible, though. I should probably move Wardybot onto my laptop because it takes up so much CPU. Look how smooth I am right now. Look how much I'm moving, right? My FPS is still at 60. Maybe Wardybot is the answer to being removed. Remove Wardybot onto the onto my laptop or something. Might actually fix so much. Anyways, you're going to see a probe coming in here from Harstem. Just going to be nibbling away at that SCV. SCV just being pushed away a little bit there. And you do see this SCV coming across the map to see what's up and to see what is going to be going on. It's actually amazing. I'm going to have to turn Wardi bot off more often. Really crazy. Alright, so we're going to see this SCV coming across the map to try and do a bit of scouting. Both players have ended up expanding in the early stages of this game. And again, what will be the final game of today's Wardi Open qualifier. Not qualifier, Wardi Open round of 16 Group B. I've been completely thrown off now. I really have been. Anyways, SCV going to pop up here from KeeN in towards the main base and have a look to see what's going on. We see a Stargate coming in the back of the middle line on this main base right now. So Stargate coming up. And you'll see this Adept just starting to work his way through this SCV as well. So cleans that up. I mean, was there actually a scout of the Stargate? There was not. So KeeN doesn't pick up all the information he could have here as Harstem continues to see what he can get up to. Again, Harstem was 2-0 down in this series. He's now tied it up 2 games apiece. So he's really turning today around for himself. One more game and he is going to be a part of our quarterfinals. Let's see how it goes. So it keeps on moving around here. You're going to see this Adept from Harstem still just looking around as well to see just what is going on. I'm just going to be seeing the Ripper just turning away there, KeeN. Still trying to scout, but still unable to. And Harstem, his Oracle is going to go completely unscouted, at least for now still. And if you can deny the Reaper at the front, then really is going to go unscouted. And maybe that's just what he needs to get across the map and get some good damage done in the early stages of the game. So Reaper backs away off to the left-hand side here. 2 Adepts will join together, and they'll be shading around. Actually going to start chasing that Reaper down. So Reaper just going to be chased away. Medevac coming in right now from KeeN. So Medevac coming in for KeeN. Widowmine is going to be popping out in a moment or two as well. I'm just going to be seeing the Depot coming down in the back of this mineral line too. So a couple of Adepts going to chase that Reaper. Reaper is going to back away up to the top side. And Reaper just managed to just survive for now. So Reaper stays alive, and there's that Oracle now coming across the map as well. So now an Oracle comes in towards the top side. I mean, Harstem just keeps on the pressure, keeps on moving around, and let's see how much damage this Oracle does. Is there a Widowmine here? There is indeed. Where is it? It's right there in this left-hand side of the base, so has to be careful. Doesn't want to fly into a Widowmine, of course. That's one quick way to lose your Oracle and not really get too much done with it. Oh, well, that's also a quick way to lose the Oracle. A lot of damage taken there. Oracle does jump back in towards the natural mineral line. He very nearly loses it, but it is just going to be staying alive just for now. So just going to be seeing the Oracle staying alive. And it is going to back away down the right-hand side. So Oracle backs away down the right. Going to see this Nexus coming up over on the gold base. So Nexus coming in on the gold base. I'm just going to be seeing this going. There's betting going. Okay, I can turn the bot back on after the betting. Although I don't think it saves it through the betting. Let me turn it on after this game, Dark Ones. Remind me I can turn it back on and you can fix it. But I'm not sure if it actually saves when it gets reset at all. So it might just be lost. A couple of probes go down there. And we're going to be seeing the Revelation going down. You're going to see that Widowmine gets picked away at. So Widowmine gets picked off. I'm going to see this Oracle. Medevac, sorry. Still just going to be pushed away by the couple of Oracles and by the Phoenix. What else is going on then? Twilight Council is coming up right now from Harstem. So Twilight Council coming up. A couple extra probes coming in. +1/+1 upgrades coming in now from Harstem too. You're going to be seeing 4 extra racks from KeeN. But he is up to a 3rd command center nice and quickly. So 3CC economy is good. Harstem's economy is good as well on a gold base. And these 2 Oracles looking to see what they can get up to. Keep the map control. Keep on scouting around. See what else they can try and spot here. So Oracle's coming in. Looking to maybe drop a Revelation. There you go. Revelation comes down. And you'll see double Engineering Bay being dropped in the natural expansion as well. So double Engineering Bay being set up here. Just the upgrade starting to roll. But I mean, Harstem's actually in a great position. Let's talk about this. He's on a gold base already. He's got his own double upgrade started very early in this game. Now he's got Twilight Research and Blink 2. And now he adds on a Robo. He's actually been very, very greedy. He's been very, very greedy so far with this Robo facility coming down, you know, so late and not early. Taking double Forge before his Twilight, or just before his Twilight. You know, Harstem's got away with a lot of greed here. And it's going to start paying off for him as the game goes on, so just going to be seeing the Widowmine. Going to be picking off an Oracle there. So Widowmine picks off an Oracle. That's actually pretty nice. And we've seen Widowmine in the back gets cleaned up by the Mothership Core. So little bits of damage being done. Actually, Harstem immediately rebuilds his second Oracle, so obviously wants to keep 2 Oracles up just for scouting, you know, obviously going in and kind of dropping overcharge, not overcharges, Revelations, and again just poking in and popping out and just picking up an SCV here and there. So, SCVs continue to come in towards the gold base. The left-hand side, we're going to be seeing a pylon coming up. So, pylon coming up over to the left, and I'm just going to be seeing a +2 attack and +2 armor coming in from Harstem right now also. Resonant Enclaves is on the way up, starting to be researched, starting to be chrono boosted. 5 work is going to go down over towards this gold base. Harstem cleans out the one that was doing the damage, but just a little bit too late, obviously. So, Harstem did a little bit more here and there as we see Robobay on the way up to the side here from Harstem. I'm just going to see these Marines pushing forwards and just going to be grabbing an Adept there. So, picking off an Adept, a couple of Liberators in production. We really are just headed into what's a very standard TVP mid-game right now. But again, it's Harstem who holds all the advantages. The upgrades are in the lead. I still feel as though his economy earlier in the game was just going to help him out a lot as well. So those 2 Oracles right now are just going to be pulling back and coming across, coming down this left-hand side. Robobay will finish in just a few moments. So Robobay finishing shortly. A couple of Adepts coming in. Well, they shut down a Marine pretty quickly as well. I was going to see another Widow Mine coming across. And these units, some KeeN, they're going to keep moving down this left-hand side here. So they're going to keep moving down this left-hand side and continue to see what they're going to get up to. 9 more workers killed. Oh, another Widow Mine. And these continuous Windy Mine drops, they just do so much. We saw it earlier in this series, and previous series as well. There's one way that KeeN just maintains a good position in the economy and pulls it back a bit. And how many workers is that now killed just by Widow Mines? 18? That's not bad at all. As we see Harstem though, about to finish 2-2 upgrades, so he'll maintain a 2-2 lead. As for a little while at least, I mean 2-2 has only just recently started from KeeN, so it's a good 2 minutes or so here where Harstem will have an upgrade lead to work with. I'm just going to be seeing the Marines, a couple of Marauders coming in. They take down a pylon off to the left-hand side nice and quickly. And keep moving forwards here. And again, just seeing what they can do. If Phoenix to the south side is moving around still to see what's going on. And a few units just going to collect together from Harstem over to the left. Scan comes down, and it's going to be this expansion here from Harstem also just going to be, well, not going to be shut down at all or anything. As KeeN going to back away up the left-hand side now too. So KeeN going to back away up the left, and +2/+2 upgrades come down for our Terran player. We're still watching those. I said that before. Ugh, I don't know. I'm a little bit off focus now after the kind of crazy stuff that's happened today. So apologies. Anyways, so Harstem just sitting back and been building up disruptors. Didn't start his next set of upgrades, so gonna lose his upgrade lead here shortly. Let's see, what was that? Just a Oracle getting shot down actually. So an Oracle gets shot down as Assassin's World comes in. And Harstem has his 4th base over to the right-hand side here, looking to engage his army perhaps over here. Brings forwards, but there's a little bit more than I think Harstem was expecting, and all of a sudden, Harstem is fighting into an engagement he can't really win. Disruptors come in though, and that will be enough to sort of scare the Terran player away just a little bit here. A couple of force fields go down. Marine Marauder's going to keep on fighting. There's that Disruptor coming forwards, pushes this away just a little bit further here. I'm just going to be seeing now Marine and Marauder just continue to move around. A little bit of a drop to the right-hand side. A couple of cannons here, plenty of Stalkers. Actually, they're going to warp in and move across the map, so this drop still might get a little bit done. This is interesting because Harstem is actually going to find himself cleaning up these Marines and Marauders. And he's going to blink forwards now, and that's going to be 1 medevac. 2 full medevacs go down. Brilliant cleanup by Harstem. To the right-hand side, we do see this cannon. Well, it'll take a little bit of damage. Very simply here, Harstem just has to warp in a few extra units. A few Adepts should do the trick, and there is a Adepts warp in to clean that drop up. Harstem now with momentum on his side. He's just killed off 16 Marines, well, 20 supply of units with those 2 medevacs going down for free. And now he's going to push across the map and try and use that to his advantage. The drop goes in towards the main base now instead. Overcharge will come down, targets the mothership, the medevac, sorry. And that's a great little start there as this 1 Marauder remains. There's just not very much left over. 1 Adept can clean up that now as Harstem thinks about how he fights into this. He'll go around the right-hand side. There's so many different ways in for him right here. And there's so many ways for him to just avoid those Liberators. Early in the game, it's actually a very good position for the Terran to abuse with medevacs and so on. But later in the game, as Harstem tries to defend, as KeeN tries to defend, this becomes a little bit better for the mobile Blink Stalker based army. First Disruptor shot doesn't connect but does force the Terran player back. The Liberators do reposition nicely here to begin with. Harstem, does he want to fight into this? There's a lot of Liberators. He has to be very careful if this is what he wants to go for. He has to be very cautious about it. He pops a Guardian Shield as though he's going to fight. Disruptor coming in. Maybe the Guardian Shield was a little bit of a mistake. Maybe he just wanted to fire forwards a Disruptor Shot, but it was a bit of a misclick there. Another Disruptor Shot does connect this time, and there you go, blinking in. Ooh, gets rid of one Liberator, but so much damage onto those Stalkers as they do it. I mean, that's obviously how he wants to do this here. Kind of throw the Disruptor Shot in, kick down a Liberator as the Bio backs away, and then move off. Look at this, though. Talking about Bio, this is going to be a big chunk of it moving down the left-hand side of the map right now. So we're going to be seeing this Bio coming down the left side from KeeN. Harstem still primarily kind of committing to this top side of the map. As we're going to see him this time, he will blink forwards. A couple of Widow Mines will go off. It will hurt a lot of these Stalkers, but Disruptor Shots will come through to defend right now. Harstem across the map will start to take a lot of damage, and that's where he does have to be careful, because this is going to be a big chunk of Bio. KeeN pays attention, and the Disruptor Shot completely misses as Harstem tries to guess where those units are going to go. It doesn't work for him. Overcharge is coming down as Harstem, well, he's overtaking the natural of the Terran player, but the Terran player is having his, the Pros player is also having his own base taken down. Oh, that's so confusing. It's all over the place right now. Disruptor's going down. This Bio heavily stimmed. He could blink behind those Liberators, actually, and that could be very nice for him as we see this attack will continue up into the main base. 15 workers, 16 workers lost to the 13 right now. A couple Liberators will unsiege, will reposition, but not before they go down. So Liberators fall over here, and KeeN doesn't have that much left at all. This Bioforce will go down quickly. Another Liberator to the left side here. Harstem needs to just blink over to that side and just clean that up, which he will do now after taking a few extra shots into the main base. This army is actually shutting down every single pylon, so no more gateways, but look at this, the DTs coming forwards. One orbital force to lift. Orbitals in the main and natural. There's a couple scans available, and there's one of them coming in. These DTs go down so quickly here, and Harstem will continue to take damage across the map. Can't reproduce just yet, trying to repower some of his gateways as he keeps on pushing forwards right now. These Adepts at the front still trying to push on through, and here we go. What's it going to be as we see another Liberator sieging up? Is there enough anti-air now? There's only 2 Stalkers left over. I don't think there is. Harstem backs away. KeeN and Harstem have traded blows here, really, but Harstem actually has a lot of money in the bank, which he can spend, just not yet. Oracle is actually going to be the savior over here right now. Stalkers blink forwards. These Marauders are going to keep going down, and actually the Medevac full of Marauders does fall. So Medevac and Marauders goes down here, and we are going to be seeing, well, KeeN immediately comes into counterattack. These 2 pylons cannot come up quickly enough. Harstem just needs to get a few more units here, and he might make the comeback happen. He was 2-0 down, and now he is, I think, on the verge of winning this, because if he can just warp in a bit more, he's going to be okay. He just needs to defend, because this is a situation where he's down by 20, up by 20 workers, so just defending works well for him as well. Let's see what happens moving forward here. The Stalker's going to try and trade initially. The Liberators are going to be a major issue here, though, and Harstem has to pull back right now. Loses a couple of units. Cannon will help him by a bit of time. For him, it really is. Ooh, that's not an overcharge. That's a force field. That's a little bit of a mistake. Again, his control groups maybe getting mixed up a little bit here. Liberators keep on pushing forward. Harstem doesn't have to fight here, though, so he pulls back. I don't think he should fight this. I really feel he should just sit back. I mean, the Liberators are something he doesn't want to fight against. Says a DT forward. Okay, I mean, DT is fine. But the rest of the units need to kind of stick together. Another overcharge comes down to buy a bit more time. Harstem, when he mines out this base, he can go over to the left-hand side. He's rebuilding his natural expansion too to mine over here. He might just commit to this. The Stalkers are moving forwards. They're going to try and blink over to this side, but there's not going to be enough, I don't think. He's out of Liberator range with the Adepts, but there's just too much here from KeeN. And Harstem has to type on out. And another Protoss player falls in the Wardi Open. Are we going to see a single Protoss in the round of 8? Because at this rate, it doesn't seem so. 3 Protoss players have played, 3 are out, and KeeN